Days of Our Lives spoilers. Connie meets new friend in Bayview, plans escape with Whitley. Days of Our Lives spoilers reveal that Jada Hunter called it when she informed Paulina Price, Jackie Harry, that Connie Viniski, Julia Dove, would end up in Bayview. Connie is a murderer, however. It is very unlikely that she will end up in prison. The woman has conversations with a piece of cardboard. Days of Our Lives spoilers. Whitley King is in Bayview for kidnapping and attempted murder. Days of Our Lives spoilers reveal that Whitley King, Kim Coles, has been in Bayview for some time. Of course, fans will remember that Whitley pretended to be Paulina and held Abe Carver, James Reynolds, hostage for weeks. Whitley even decided she was going to kill herself and Abe with carbon monoxide poisoning. Whitley almost killed Abe's daughter, Lexi Grant, Sal Stowers, as well. Whitley is also responsible for Abe's obsession with Body and Soul since he watched it on video every day he was in that apartment. Abe would probably never be safe if Whitley was to get out of Bayview, but she may have that plan in mind. Connie knows that she killed Ly. She's gone after several people to keep that secret and even killed Bobby Stain/Everett Lynch, Blake Barris. Connie's revenge is far from over since Gabby DeMera, Sherry Jimenez, and Stephen DeMera, Brandon Barish, are still alive. Connie warned Jada that she wasn't finished and that she wouldn't go to jail. That doesn't mean that Connie isn't going into Bayview while planning her escape. All Connie needs is a partner in crime. Connie and Whitley have a lot in common and should become fast friends. Will these two be planning an escape yet? Days of Our Lives spoilers. Warning on the Body and Soul set. Connie and Whitley are likely to manage to escape Bayview after all. They have to be out to stir up drama. When Whitley learns that Body and Soul is taping right there in Salem, she is surely going to want to stop by that set. Of course, Whitley will likely be looking for Abe as well. Can the Salem PD protect him? Connie is dead set on revenge. Connie has promised she is going to take care of everyone she needs to, and then disappear. Will Connie go after Gabby and Stefan again? Will Rafe Hernandez, Galen Jering, be attacked again? Who will end up taking down Whitley and Connie and saving the day in Salem? The walls of Bayview Psychiatric Hospital hummed with a sterile hum that most would find unsettling. But for Connie, the humming was a comfort now, a reminder that she was still alive, that she still had time. Time to plan, time to escape. It had been months since Connie was admitted, though she couldn't remember exactly how long. Time had a way of blurring here, slipping like sand through fingers, vanishing into the fog of prescribed sedatives and healing therapy sessions. But Connie hadn't lost her sharpness, her edge. She still had her mind, and that's what they couldn't take away from her. Each day was the same. A monotonous parade of nurses, counselors, and routine check-ins that felt more like interrogations. Yet there was one nurse who stood out from the others. A nurse who didn't seem to belong. Whitley King. Whitley was new, or at least, that's what Connie had overheard from the chatter in the common room. Connie wasn't one to trust easily, but there was something about Whitley's soft-spoken demeanor and the way she moved through Bayview like she had a purpose. A purpose beyond just punching in and out. Whitley seemed to see things others didn't. Maybe, just maybe, she was someone Connie could use, or better yet, someone she could trust. One afternoon, Connie sat in the sunlit corner of the Bayview courtyard, staring out through the iron bars that separated her from the world outside. She was counting the cars that passed by in the distance, calculating the time between shifts, between guards, when Whitley approached her. "You know," Whitley said in a low voice, sitting on the bench beside her, "there's a way out of here." Connie's heart skipped. It was the first time anyone had dared suggest what she'd been thinking all along. She turned to Whitley, keeping her face neutral but her eyes sharp. "And what makes you think I'm looking for one?" Whitley smiled, the corners of her mouth barely lifting. "You're not the type to just sit still and let things happen to you, Connie. I can tell." Connie narrowed her eyes, studying her. Whitley was different, indeed, not just because she noticed things, but because she wasn't afraid to speak them aloud. And that intrigued Connie. "Keep talking," Connie said, her voice barely above a whisper. Whitley glanced around to make sure no one was within earshot. "I've been working here for a while. long enough to know how the system works, long enough to know that if someone really wanted to, they could find a way out. And I'm guessing you're someone who knows how to plan. Connie felt the rush of adrenaline she hadn't felt since she'd been admitted. This was it, the opportunity she'd been waiting for, but there was still the question of trust. "What's in it for you?" Connie asked, her voice cool and controlled. Whitley's expression shifted slightly, her gaze hardening. "Let's just say, I've got my reasons for wanting to see this place behind me, and I've got a feeling we could help each other." For a moment, neither of them spoke. Connie weighed the risks. Could Whitley be trusted? Or was this some kind of test, a trap set by the hospital to see if she was still a flight risk? But something about Whitley's eyes, the determination behind them, told Connie that she was being sincere. "What's the plan?" Connie asked, leaning in slightly, her voice low and conspiratorial. Whitley smiled again, a real smile this time. "There's an old service tunnel that leads to the back of the building, near the laundry room. It hasn't been used in years, and no one even remembers it's there, except for a few of the old-timers like me." Connie's mind raced, already mapping out the logistics. If the tunnel was real, and if they could access it without drawing too much attention, there was a chance, a slim one, but a chance nonetheless, that they could pull it off. But there were still so many variables. Timing, guards, cameras. "Even if we get out," Connie said cautiously, "what happens then? They'll come after us." Whitley's eyes gleamed with a mix of excitement and something darker. "I've got connections, people on the outside who can make us disappear. For good." Connie felt the weight of Whitley's words sink in. Disappearing for good. It was tempting. She had nothing left in Salem. No family, no real friends. Just a series of bad choices that had led her to Bayview. But she had her freedom to fight for. And now, she had a potential ally in Whitley. "All right," Connie said finally, her voice steady, "I'm in." Over the next few days, Connie and Whitley worked out the details of their plan. Whitley was careful not to spend too much time with Connie in public, not wanting to arouse suspicion. But when they did speak, it was always in hushed tones, trading bits of information about guard schedules, exit points, and supplies they would need. Connie's nerves were on edge as the day of their escape drew closer. She hadn't felt this alive in years. The prospect of freedom, of a life beyond the suffocating walls of Bayview, was intoxicating. But she knew the risks. One misstep, one wrong move, and they would both be caught. And Bayview wasn't known for giving second chances. On the night of the escape, the air was thick with tension. Connie slipped into the laundry room, her heart pounding in her chest. Whitley had already disabled the cameras for the next few minutes, just enough time for them to make their move. As Connie crouched by the old service tunnel, waiting for Whitley's signal, she allowed herself a fleeting moment of hope. Maybe, just maybe, this would work. Maybe she'd finally be free. But as the door creaked open and Whitley appeared, her face set with determination, Connie couldn't shake the nagging feeling that there was more to this escape than Whitley was letting on. Was Whitley really helping her, or was there another game at play? Only time would tell, and in Bayview, time was everything.